What's up, guys? It's me. I'm back. I totally didn't falter my intro again. How many times is that? It doesn't matter. This video is. I was gonna say this is kind of different, but like I've done this before, where I've just. So as you may know, Nine Lives is currently on a hiatus. Actually, it might be back up by the time you're seeing this. I don't know. I haven't had a schedule yet. Anyway. Ah, as of recording this, it is still on hiatus. And I have been working on trying to get some preparations done for the next half of the season so that I'm a little more prepared, which included making character turnarounds for all the characters, which I quickly abandoned, and I just did this one. So today we're doing Chris's full turnaround. Woo! I didn't do any other ones, and I won't because I I realized I don't really need to because I've been going so long without them anyway that I already know what all my characters look like by memory from all angles, actually, all angles. But anyway, um, I ended up tweaking a lot of Chris's color scheme for this little turnaround, trying to bring in some of the elements of his original costume. That was his original turnaround, which looks god awful now because it doesn't look anything like how he does in the comic now. And a combination from some of the new outfits that he's gotten. So just one of the biggest changes is that originally his color scheme was pretty balanced between red and blue, but now it is a lot more blue heavy than it is red. And so the only element that I took that was red in this one is just his scarf. Obviously his skin is a bit more red than blue, but his hair, and all his shoes, his shirt, and his pants, and obviously his adorable socks are blue. And I made the executive decision to finally start shading again. If you read my comic, then you know that I actually did start out shading for the first 5 chapters, for the first 5 scenes, and then I quit. And I started just doing flat colors. And the problem with this is that the original color scheme is made to be shaded. So the color scheme was made with the shading colors in mind, being more desaturated so that it looks better when I shade it with the little purple color that I shade it with. So I decided to do this with the shading so that I knew exactly what it was supposed to look like. I didn't obviously. I'm not doing it with any other characters, but I do now have a reference that has all of them present, all of the shading. And this is what they will look like from now on. I do most of my pieces fully shaded with the same shading color scheme, and I think they look good all around. So why not just change the entire comic to make it shaded? And eventually, when I do print it, which I do plan to print it, I'll probably go back and shade all of them, which isn't too much of a hassle considering there's already a lot of other stuff I need to go back and change. But let's just, you know, um, that's for future me to worry about. There are also a couple other changes that need to be done, such as Chris's original skin tone. I think I've mentioned this before, is incorrect. Within the first few scenes, all the way up to like I think it might be in the maybe like after 25, because I took a hiatus after 25 to work on the rest of them. Um, After that, I finally changed his skin tone to be darker like it was originally supposed to be. Because making that first original scene, if you may know, I didn't plan anything. The character turnaround that I do have now was made after that first scene was made. Meaning that the color schemes were a little broken, to the point where in the original scene, Chris is supposed to be dead. So his skin tone is a lot lighter. And I purposely made it lighter. But instead of darkening it to make the reference, I took the same color from that and put it into the reference sheet. So his skin tone has been incorrect for 25 chapters of this stupid little comic, so I had to change it. His skin color is supposed to be a little bit darker. It is correct now, but I wanted to put it into a proper proper little reference sheet, and I do like it a lot better than the original skin tone. Um, as the that skin tone was incorrect the entire time. Speaking of changing colors to make them darker, another thing that I need to change is that Thea will now have darker hair than she does before. Um, I, Thea is meant to be Native American, but I had made this decision after deciding her color scheme, and my dumbass didn't like go back and change it. So I'm gonna do that now because I feel like it's a little dumb to not change it. So now she has darker hair, so that she looks more accurate to the race I decided to make her all the way back then and just didn't do anything with. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, there I've also done the highlights on different areas of the outfits before. I believe in the original reference I also had highlights going all the way down the body, but I decided to keep the highlights at the hair and the eyes unless certain like atmospheric decisions call for otherwise. So for now, Chris's hair and his eyes are the only thing that are brightened, and that will probably remain consistent throughout the comic unless something cool happens. Like, say, I don't know, the lighting changes to blue for some reason. I don't know. Um, or when they're back in limbo and and the lighting is red because the sky is red. That is something that I have added into it. Where yeah, but that is not referenced here because that's something that's just, gonna happen as I go along. I'll have the red as the highlight color and blue as the shadow color rather than the purple that I have had for the overworld. The overworld? Earth? Oh my god. Well, at least I don't have to design colors for hell or heaven. At least not in this comic. Fuck. Anyway, I did a full turnaround with the front view, the three-quarter front view, the two side profiles, the left and the right side profile, another three-quarter view, and of course the back view, so that I have all 6 angles of Chris. Um, and these shoes gave me a hard time. They're so stupid. But I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what I was doing, and of course this left side was a little off. But I think it looks alright in the end. I think all of them look cohesive. I did little line guides so that I knew exactly where to put everything because I do in fact need assistance. And you also actually see that I had to go back and like overlay all of those layers. And I finally decided to just put the colors in the corner like I had originally on the original reference sheet. Because in the original reference sheet, in the corner of it, there is the highlight and the shade color, which is, helpful. I didn't do that here until the very end. I should have done that to start out with, but I do it later. It ends up there. It does in fact end up there. The thing is that I didn't really need a lot of assistance when I was actually making these because I draw all of these angles already. In fact, in the latest chapter that is up, all of these chapters, all of these little angles are in that. I believe because I draw a lot of angles from them already, and I draw them just from my mind, which is why I decided that doing all the other characters isn't exactly necessary. I promise I'll do more actual preparation for other comics, but like for this one, I just didn't really think that I needed it anymore because muscle memory. Now, when I started out, I definitely should have. And if you're starting a comic, then you definitely should get like all different character turnarounds for your characters because consistency is very good to have for a comic. But I've already muscle memory is a thing that I did, that I think that I learned, and that I kind of realized I needed to learn, but I didn't do that. Um, anyway, I did all of this in about 3 hours. I think roughly 3 hours, maybe even less. But I did it over the course of 3 separate days with 5 sessions in total. So that brought us up to like 20 minutes per session ish, around that margin. Some less, some longer. Just kind of doing that. I did make a couple mistakes on some of them, but overall it's pretty consistent throughout. The reference is, and this will be added to my reference board. In the meantime, how about you go check out the comic that this belongs to? Nine Lives is always linked in the description. Um, and you can go read it for free on Webtoon Canvas. I will eventually move it to my own website, but I don't really have the means to do that currently. Although I am looking to do some other stuff, which I might need to do that in the future pretty quickly. But as you can see, it looks I really like how it looks shaded. It looks a lot better than it does when it's not shaded because it was meant to be shaded. Yeah, it makes all the colors a lot brighter and a lot cuter, and I think it looks a lot nicer when it is shaded. Also, I really like this three-quarter back view. It's adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know if it's like perfect, but like it's in there. I like it. Anyway, I've been talking for way too long, and I'm just gonna let you close out this video on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. Read my comic in the description. My book is also down there. Read that too. Bye!